Hello everyone, this is RaySpace here to introduce a new part that I made that will be added to the future tech pack that I introduced in a previous video, but this part alone will also be in the video description as a standalone part in case you want it like that, because the future tech pack is rather large. But this is just a solar truss, and I've used solar panels that were made by Pekka, so I got Pekka's permission to use these solar panels. And the good thing about this is that it's got very long solar panels. One of the problems with a lot of the solar panels, I've got these modern era solar panels that are just based on the realism overhaul configuration, and if you scale them up to this size and extend them, they're much shorter than the panels that Pekka made. Pekka made panels that are basically double the length, and so that's very space efficient. And that means that we can get a whole lot more power from relatively small space. So I don't have to scale it up as much. So this, of course, can be tweak scaled to 400%. I haven't added tweak scale to this truss yet, but I probably should. But there's also another factor involved here that makes this truss worthwhile, and that is, well, first of all, it's not, it can be placed radially, but oh, I need to get a new one because it's the root part right now. But it can be placed inline, so it's stackable. Where is it now? It's called Advanced Solar Truss. So you can place them like this. They should be also placeable radially like that, but they don't have a good radial point to place them, so you'll have to adjust them a little bit. But yeah, so they're stackable as opposed to these, which are just radial. They don't have any option. And also, I discovered that even the best possible realism overhaul tech bracket for the solar panels isn't really the cutting edge currently. So what these are tandem solar cell panels combining silicon and perovskite, and they get 34% efficiency. The best possible solar panels from Realism Overhaul get about 30%, and those are these modern era solar panels. Maybe a little bit less than that, 24 to 30%. So these get a little less than 34%, but they are still much, much better. And therefore, even compared to the modern era solar panels, which you won't get by default, by the way, I made the configuration for that, but I based it on the Realism Overhaul tech level for it. But you can see that we extend the solar panel. This gets 16 kilowatts, but this one, it's got, 4 times the length, and it's got better efficiency, so the total output is more like 120 kilowatts. But in terms of this lengthwise, it's the same as this panel. Now, of course, you could symmetrize this panel on the other side and get more, but still, I think this is a good deal. So I have made that part. It was with Pekka's help. Pekka made the actual panels. I made this particular combination of it. And yeah, so let's just bring it outside and make sure it works. Let me time warp a bit so this loses power. Well, not all the way. Let's see, it's dusk. Maybe the sun's being blocked by the VAB. Extending solar panels. Let's see if it gets any power. Well, I have to flip all the way around. But it is getting power. Recharging quite quickly. Even though both sides seem to have the solar panel texture, it's only one side that actually captures the power, and the reason I didn't put a separate texture on the back is just to save on space. So maybe I'll put something on the back, but I didn't want to add an extra texture just for that. So that makes this part a little bit less hefty, despite having relatively good quality in terms of looks. So alright, it works. My plan for this is going to be combined with ion engine stage. So we'll have the ion engine plate at the bottom, also with RCS propellant, and then the full ion tanks at the top, so whatever, xenon, argon. And then that's why I have these pipes, I mean, in theory, so that it's feeding through with the ion engine propellant. And then it'll be a modular system. So the reason I made it like this is so that, you know, you can have multiple of these, and then it'll also have multiple of the ion engine propellant tanks, so that you can have a bunch of those stacked together. So that is the idea. And for right now, I'm just introducing the solar truss. The link will be in the video description, both for the full mod as well as the standalone part. And with that, I'll say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you next time.